You are now entering the Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. We in the building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Found out I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's motherfucking Friday. It's Friday. Wake the fuck up if you're not already awoke. This is your Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. I am your host, Ariana, aka Divine Moon Goddess. Good morning, Sasha. And this is brought to you by Divine Moon Goddess Healers and Readings.com, where all of your questions get answered. And for the next couple of days in the month of March, you can book any of my services and get 30% off using code FRESHSTART222 at checkout. I have tons of services, you guys. I do way more than tarot if you don't know. I do shadow work. I am a twin flame coach and counselor. I am. I also do past life, not regression just yet, but I do past life readings as well as one-on-one guided meditations to either seek and deal with traumas or get you to connect to ancestors and past loved ones. Good morning, Marianne. Good morning, Peggy. What is going on? Everybody should be ecstatic. It's Friday, last day of the work week for some of us, not me. I work every day. I don't have no days off. And not because I have to work, I choose to work. Very big difference. Very big difference, y'all. Good morning, Daniela. I feel like I just read the names and you weren't there. And then I look back and your name is there. How weird is that? Um, Hey, Babs. Babs, you're the only one that I know from your message. It says Facebook user, bro. As soon as you put that Amsterdam, I know who it is. Hey, Erica. Good morning, Betty. You guys, if you look on my live somewhere in the group, I think it says like StreamYard, you got to give them your name and tell them that because it's a private group and that's why I can't see your names. So just go to StreamYard and give them permission. Um, if I don't really know how to do it besides give you the link, but so what else did I want to say this morning? If you missed my crystal live sale, go back and watch it on the Divine Moon Goddess page. You missed some really good and new crystals that I have on deck. Some of my shipments are on hold because there's been some shutdowns on the other side of the country, not our country, different country. So a lot of my products are on hold, which is pretty annoying, honestly. But it is what it is. What can we do? What can we do, right? So today, let's see, what am I talking about today? Today I'm talking about open up your gifts. Everyone thinks opening up your gifts is just basically for mediumship or tarot or things like that. And we're going to talk about this morning because it's definitely not the only reason why you should enhance your abilities. And we all have abilities. There's not one of you that doesn't have some type of extra sixth sense or something going on. Okay. Good morning, Evelyn. Good morning, Shondell. Good morning, Selena. We all have these different abilities. We all have heightened senses. We all can tap into past loved ones. It's bullshit to think that someone, oh, that person's better than me. Some people are just more in tune depending on them, right? Some people are more open. Some people are just, out there. But you definitely can learn and grow and open your skills to get downloads yourself, right? Um, a lot of times, people take it as like if you decide to open these up, you have to become like a medium, and you don't. How much better would it be for you to be in any job that you're doing with a heightened sense of intuition? It'd be fucking phenomenal. You know why? Most of you guys are already doing this. You have that gut instinct, you follow it, you save a fucking life, right? Especially nurses, doctors, we know that they have that. They have that healer's ability, they have that intuition. A lot of it is going with their gut of thinking what's going on. I'm not going to say every doctor, but majority of them already have that. So how cool would that have been had they have shown them how to tune into the frequency of the body? Fucking awesome, right? So you guys know I'm an energetic healer. And what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't go by a psychic. I don't go by a fortune teller. I don't go by the terms of those. I go, even on my business card, it says energetic healer. And the reason is getting to know what energy is and get comfortable with energy is, and that switching our perceptions over to we're balls of energy. We may have this physical body, but we're balls of energy. And so you can fine tune into that and connect, whether it's angels, whether it's past loved ones, whether it's just the person sitting in front of you, tune into their energy source and see. That's why they say mothers have this sixth sense. We do. Naturally, mothers have it. They have that extra sense. Not that fathers don't, because fathers do too, to an extent. You already have it. You already have this extra sense. You guys know, some of you know you have kids. You knew when something was up with your kid. You knew something was going on with your kid before you even before they even told you, right? Good morning, Brenda. There you go with your virgin cocktail. You know, So if you fine tune anything that you do, whether you work with children, I don't give a shit if you work at Marshall's, okay? Fine tuning your gifts allows you to understand and connect with people on a different level. That's what it does. And that's what we want to educate and promote more about occult sciences, or pseudoscience as they're calling us these days, right? So it's not just woohoo, it's not just make believe, it's strengthening your own self to be able to connect with others, even the live people in front of you. You ever notice how some people are very clueless to what's going around them? Like, just clueless to the energy around them? How much better would it be for us to teach our children to tune in? They would know who's a good friend and who isn't. They would feel it. They would There would be less opportunity for a lot of hurt and pain, right? I'm not going to say all the hurt and pain would be gone, because that's just not going to happen, right? There's still shit we got to learn, but it would be a game changer. Happy motherfucking Friday. I fucking love it. And the little picture right next to that, right? Yes. So, having your intuition, you guys remember there's times when you were young and that intuition kicked in and it saved your ass on something, right? Exactly. And it isn't woohoo. It isn't crazy. Everyone's labeled a lot of what we do as crazy, and you hear it. Because I hear the beautiful mediums and readers, and it's like they have to introduce themselves like, oh, I'm a little weird, I'm a little crazy. And it's like, no, you're not. You're fucking on point. You're not crazy. You're not weird. You're fucking on point. You know, you feel shit to a different extent. Run with it, right? Um, and I think if we were able to allow, because children are awesome learners and they're already open, they're primed to expand what they already have on a child level. And if they were led to do that, oh, they'd be kicking ass and taking names, you know. To tap into that conscious and get away from your ego is beautiful work. It's beautiful energy, right? Oh, hell yeah. Energy doesn't lie. I say it all the time to people, energy doesn't lie. And I'm not talking about you overthinking what somebody else is talking or saying, or liking or not liking or anything like that. I'm not talking about the overthinking part of people, but the true essence of energy does not lie, right? So if you like keep that, if you keep that, then you're on a roll. You'd be able to tap in. Right, 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 right. I was too as a kid, right? Because the only reason you start ignoring it is because your parents or someone has told you a million times that it's not real what you see. That happened to me. I was a very sensitive kid far as energy. When I was a kid, to I liked the feel of dirt and rocks and stuff. So I was always outside, and my mom didn't understand that. My mom didn't understand that I liked the feel of things. So feeling energy just was being out in the sun was just something that I needed, right? And so my mom didn't understand that. She didn't understand, like, why is this girl always in the fucking dirt? Why is this girl always in the damn mud? Why is she always in the grass? Even though I was itchy afterwards. It's the feel, the connection, right? I was always barefoot. Even my mom said when I was a baby, and this was like the beginning. My age group is like the beginning of swings. What no swings before us. We were like the beginning of kids with swings. And she said I would be this baby and I would kick off my shoes and socks. Not that I could take them off with my hands, I would use my feet to take them off, and I would pull my shoes and socks off. So she was really always putting me in these jumpers, these onesies, because if not, I would never have shoes on. And I remember till today, only reason why I wear shoes as much as I do now is because too much dog shit outside. And I don't trust people's lawns. But it's the same. I would be barefoot. And a lot of people are like, ill, you don't got no shoes on. I sure in the fuck don't. You When you put shoes on, you separate yourself from that connection to Mother Gaia, to this earth, to the energy of this earth, right? So not to say we can't use shoes, not to say you shouldn't put shoes on because some shit is nasty to walk on, but get into the routine of taking off your shoes somewhere, whether going to a park or something that you trust, right? That you trust, take off your shoes. I would definitely see what's going on with your son. That's a very strong dream. And sometimes it's not about you and your son, right? It might just be about something that maybe has happened to him, or maybe something that's happened to a friend. I've gotten some crazy dreams like that, and it's been messages for other people. So he might be getting downloads on either, like I said, it could have been something that happened to him, but it could definitely be something that something has happened to him or a friend, someone close to him. Right. And if you were Richard, I will say, um, you are the son. Okay. I would just say if that's what happened, I would say that you need to work through that. You need to sit in a counseling and work through that. Um, that's something that you need a session, boo. You need a session to work through that. If you need the name of like some healers or someone that you probably could sit in a session with, let me know. Because that's not an easy thing to work through. Yeah, Betty, I was like that too. Rocks all the time, dirt, grass, flowers. That was me as a kid, right? Right, right. Um, you kind of need more counseling than what I think I can offer you guys. Not that I don't do guidance counseling, but the what you guys are going through there, you need to get deeper into what's going on, and you may need to do someone who can put you guys into like a self hypnosis state, which requires a little bit more credentials than I have. But I do know some beautiful healers that do the work, And I definitely can, you can reach out to me. My information is in the description on where to reach out to me. And I definitely can guide you in the right direction. Okay. Oh, you were abused by your grandfather. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Self hypnosis. So someone is not putting you in hypnosis. You're going willingly in hypnosis. Okay. So you guys already have the history of abuse in your line. Okay. Dana, I did not change my profile. Somebody stole my information and is acting like me. Um, nope, don't want you to kill any cows. Okay. All right, let's get back to, reach out to me. My information is in the description. Reach out to me because I definitely can't do a session with you guys here on live. Okay. Get in my inbox, reach out to me, and we can talk more. Happy Friday, boo. All right. I feel for you guys going through what you're going through in the Ukraine. I hope that you guys find somewhere safe to be. And we're just going to take a moment and send you some like love and energy, okay, and support. Mm. Well, I don't know if I truly believe that because our third eye should always be open, right? Your third eye is not really going to keep you awake. Your third eye is like it's the sight beyond the 3D. So these eyes, right, that we have here are 3D eyes, right? And so this third eye is to help us see beyond the 3D. Now, not you're gonna open it up and all of a sudden you see fucking, fairies and shit. You might, you might be privy. They might let you see them, right? But normally in the nighttime, oh, I'm sorry about your son, boo. Um, I don't pull energy on politics and all that. There's too much into it of um too much stuff going on the back end of it, which it's bigger than us. It's a lot bigger than us. Um but nighttime, just to go back, nighttime, being up at nighttime is because spirit has no fucking clock. Spirit doesn't give a fuck about what time it is. Spirit doesn't care if it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Uh Spirit doesn't care what time you're on, okay? The veil, at a certain time at night gets very thin. And that's where we get the downloads, we get the being up. I used to be a very night person, right? And I noticed that, Shondell, you're Pisces. A lot of Pisces seem to be night people, but I feel like it's because of your energy. It's just the way that you connect. It's the way, and I feel like I know more Pisces that are up like all fucking night. Um, and it's just like it's a part of you. None, Richard. That's not something that I can do, boo. So, learning more about your own energy, right, is a great start. Thanks, Divergent. Thanks. Let me pop over there and just m- give you some credentials. There you go. Um, you're up all night. What's your excuse? Well, you got to ask yourself too, well, what's going on when you're up? I am so like, I'm really flattered that in ancient times you guys You guys had me as a goddess. You're gonna have to send me a picture so I can see your goddess. I don't know if you guys have pictures of your goddess, but that's pretty fucking awesome. I don't need any sacrifices though. Okay. Um, you got to look at what's keeping you up. What's on your mind? Like, are you an overthinker? First, let's do like the regular shit, right? The regular shit. Look at the regular shit. Are you up all night? Are you overthinking situations? Are you replaying situations that happen? Are you not able to shut down from work? I'm gonna look her up because I'm very interested. Good morning, Marty. So, you got to look into what's keeping you up, what's got you awake. Now, I can't stay awake to save my life. My ass shuts down at a certain time. But there was a long period of time where I was up. You guys know I'd be vibing all night long until like 4 or 5 a.m. So it just depends on what you're going through. Some of you guys, it's just naturally the time where you do really good at. For some of you, it might be your worries, it might be your overthinking, it might be a lot of things that you got going on. Okay. Um, it might be a lot of things like that. So you got to kind of see what's going on in your life and then kind of work through that stuff. If you've worked through that stuff and you got a proper meditation going on, take a shower. Showers always are good to release. Okay, release, let go, and then maybe put some meditation music on and boom. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for most people. Most people are up because they're replaying shit. They're trying to work through shit. They're worried about shit. Some people are up because their kids are asleep, and that's the only time that they have to them fucking selves. Let's be honest. Let's be so. How much better would it be if we taught our children how to be open, how to tap into their gifts, how to trust how to trust an angel, know when it's evil around them, real evil, trust their instincts to get them out of situations, know that just intuitively that when you feel it's not right to leave. How better would their lives or our lives be? A lot of people get very scared of assisting their children or talking to their children about these things because they get fearful of the what ifs. What if the demon of whoever comes? And I have to tell you guys, it's not that demons don't exist. They very well exist, right? But they're lower level energies. They're lower level energies. They're only going to fuck with you when you are in a low level energy yourself. You keep yourself vibrating high, you keep yourself at a really good place, no matter what's going on. Keep yourself at a good place. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you got shit coming at you. I know it's hard when you lose a job. I know it's hard when you lose a family member. It's very hard to be bubbly and happy in those times. But try to stay in the best energy that you can. That is your biggest protection against lower level energies. And a lot of people don't understand that and they won't tell you that. Why? They want you to pay $1,000 to get a clearing, a cleansing. And I'm not saying there aren't some witch doctors that know what they're doing. Man, they're on point and know what they're doing. But you don't have to be a witch doctor to know how to protect yourself energetically or not allow lower level energies in your home. You can protect yourself without having to do all of that extra shit. And I'm not, trying to take away from anyone's business, but I don't believe in paying thousands of dollars for cleanses and clearings and shit. I just don't. I've learned that energy speaks louder than the candles, okay? And I love rituals. I do. I love rituals, but changing energy and consciousness for me have proven way stronger than lighting any candle and wishing to anybody. Your phone's possessed, Evelyn. Right. And that's the thing. He knows that they need a hug. That's the he knows that they need that touch. And it sucks because we're in a time where people are afraid of touch. But as a child, he kind of probably gets away with it, and they're kind of like, yeah, all right, thank you. Cleansing your home is everything. People wonder why the energy sucks in their home. Do you ever walk around and clear it? Do you reorganize? Even to the extent of changing furniture around in your home. That's shifting the energy in your home. And that ain't no witchy shit. That's just energetic. Energetic switch stuff around in your home. Watch the energy change. You ever move a couch to the next wall and see how that energy changes in your house? It's fucking phenomenal. Hell yeah. Light some incense, a candle. I've always been a candle person. You Bed Bath and Beyond, Glade. I was a Glade candle person for a very long time. I don't buy Glade candles now because I like the smell and aroma in spiritual candles. I bet because he's a very touchy feely, want to show love. And that's because so many people are embedded that, oh my God, that's no, no, don't touch me. No, you can't show love. You can't be touchy feely. You can't be this. You can't be that. And that's a lot of what society shows. But what if we were able to teach our children to be who they are? Someone who can sense that and knows. How awesome is that, right? How awesome is that? He's going to give hugs to people who truly need it. And a lot of those people don't realize that they need it because they're just going through life doing this, doing that. Like, don't even realize it, right? It's so opening your gifts or helping your children open their gifts. And we say gifts because that's what society calls it, but they're not really gifts. They're you're born right. They're a part of you. So it's like your senses. So you're really not opening gifts. You're actually opening your senses. And so I think we have to change the verbiage that we use of, oh, you're opening your gifts, like if somebody is special or more than the other person, and we're not. We all have our beautiful way of tapping in. We all have our beautiful way of talking about these things. We all have a beautiful way of sensing, but each and every one of us can do this. Each and every one of us can heighten our skill set. A lot of times we're very close-minded or we doubt ourselves. Doubt is the epitome of what's going to block you from tapping in. Your doubt in yourself, your doubt in your abilities, your doubt in the way that you do things, the fear of what other people will say. That's it. That's the biggest one. Incense. Maybe it's the type of incense because there are a few scents that I don't like and I can't deal with, Evelyn. So you might want to try different actual scents. Like um some that are good that I've seen are like sandalwood, myrrh, those type of that are herbal. Um, Maybe try some different ones. Hell yeah, you can't run from your grief. Grief will keep you in a low vibration. It just will. And that just attracts more bad energy to you anyway. You know what the thing is, and we got to work on that. But trying too hard is if I okay. So one of the biggest things I teach in my class is to just sit still. So what is the intention? And what do I want to connect to in this moment? I'm going to sit with myself and I'm going to connect to the universe. And I'm just going to sit and allow the universe to speak to me in whatever way that it feels wants to speak to me. I might start seeing triangles. I might start seeing stars. I might start seeing all the bills I need to pay in this moment, right? But 5 minutes I sit here and I allow the universe to speak to me. Don't overthink it. I love myrrh, and I think sandalwood is probably one of my favorites. Frankincense, yeah, I'm okay with it. Um, when you're sitting, let's say you want to connect with your grandmother, right? Your grandmother's passed, and you're sitting in that moment of silence, and you're like, okay, Grandma Betty, let's connect. Instead of just like, show me something, how about you ask, Grandma Betty, I would like to connect with you. I would always light a white candle with them, but let's say you're like, can you show me a flower or some type of sign that you're around? You might not get it right then. You might get it days later. Okay. That's kind of how it works. Sometimes our spirit, the family, is not available right then and there. We think that they should be because it's like, you've passed on. What the hell else are you doing? But what I've noticed is there is a chain level of spirits in what they do on the back end. So some of your people could very well be busy. Okay. Betty belongs to you. Popped up in my head, so I said it. The other part of overthinking or trying too hard is you're trying to force the information in your mind. You got to receive. So you got to shift out of the masculine energy and shift into the feminine energy. And the feminine energy is to receive the information. So if you're sitting there, you're just allowing it to come, whatever it is, you're not forcing it, you're not making it, it's just there. So when you're trying too hard, you're trying to force a message, force a feeling, force something. And you really have to learn how to just be and receive, which is hard in the beginning because most of us don't, even as adults, most of us don't know how to sit still. Most of us as adults are all constantly doing something. Most people don't know how to just fucking sit still with themselves. So when you're doing these and you have to sit for 5 minutes by yourself, that actually is pretty rough. You're like, wait a minute, there's crickets. I'm hearing too much. The dog, squirrel, rainbows. You start like going everywhere until you start getting into a routine of this and doing it every day, every day. You really have to do this every day and see what you say. I said 5 minutes, 5 minutes sitting with yourself and setting the intention. But don't try too hard. Allow it. Receive whatever's coming to you. But set an intention. Don't just sit there like, woohoo, who's talking to me? No, set an intention. Who do you want to talk to? Yeah, that's hogwash. I've had people who just died that don't come through. I have people who have been gone for years that come through fiercely. Um, that is, to me, that's not true to me. Okay, and this is my perception. It always is depends on the vessel, which is us, right? Because once again, we are on a physical level. Despite our energy, we're on a physical level, right? Even though our energy goes outside of this beautiful body that we're in, but we have to elevate to reach their energy. We have to try to be in the best mode. This is why you're supposed to be happy and joyous and in this love energy. The higher your energy is, the better the connection is. So sometimes it's not them, it's you as a medium, you as the channeler, you as the person. Because when you're going through shit, it's going to be very hard to get at that high level to help someone or understand who's talking to you. That's why most people can't hear angels because they're so high on the vibration list, very hard to hear them. It's like gibberish or intensely crazy, right? So it's all about your energy. The higher vibration is love and joy and happiness. That's the highest vibration. So if you can be in that energy, your energy, you can connect. I've noticed the times that I am going through a little bit of stress, my connection is off. But those times I'm vibing and I'm happy and I'm just like, whoa, all of a sudden motherfuckers are all in my ear and shit, and I hear them very loud. So it really depends on your person, the person who has passed on, right? If they even want to be seen or give a message. Everyone thinks that every past loved one is lined up to give them a message. No, they're not. No, they're not. Sometimes they know it's not time for you to get a message. We don't have that information because they're not telling us. You don't have that information because all you could think of is, I want to hear from this person. But sometimes they don't want to speak. Sometimes they don't have nothing to say. See, you balanced and aligned all your energy points, and look at that. Boom. Right? Right. And children are always happy. Children are always happy. You know, you might have some cases where the child is going through some things, but generally, children are just always bouncing, running, playing, having fun. They're all into their imagination as children. When have you seen a child that's not in their imagination? You have to use that right side of your brain. You cannot use your logic to connect with spirit. It doesn't work. You have to use the artsy, crafty, I don't want to say crafty, but you have to use that imagination to tap in to what's going on. You have to see things, to hear things. You have to tap into that side. So it's getting back into that childhood kind of energy, right? So when you're doing that, that's why as kids we see. You ever see babies? Babies are smiling and shit, and people will say, "No, they can't see. They're just smiling at anything. It's just a burp reaction." No, it's not. Have you ever seen a baby be smiling and playing with something that's not there? That's your past loved ones. That's grandma, that's grandpa, that's their protectors, that's their angels around. It is, but people are like, "Oh, that's weird." No, it's not weird. That's actually them. But a lot of parents get scared. So when the kid gets old enough to talk and starts telling you that there's a bad man in the room, you're like, no, that's just your imagination, because people don't want to deal with it. People don't want to deal with it. They're like, hell no, we're not. I used to be like this because I was scared. When I was little, they always told me it was a bad dream. There was no one back there, and I used to see people's shadow when I was little. All the ghosts that I saw were shadows, which was very creepy for a child to see shadows. You know, and I was always told it was my imagination. It wasn't nothing. And so when I got older, I would just be like, close my eyes, like I don't see you, you don't exist. Yeah. When you're very logical, it's going to be hard to tap in because you want that physical piece. You want to see it to believe it kind of energy. And with your other senses, you have to rely on the feeling. Everything is feeling, everything is energy in that moment. You can't look at the physical. A lot of people want fucking fireworks and fucking no, not every person's gonna come and do this spectacular event to show you that they're around you. That's not how it works. Some of it is very subtle, a subtle touch on your cheek, a subtle touch on your hair. You think you feel someone touch your hair and you're like, someone just touched me? Yes, yes, they did. Think of who used to touch your hair like that when you were little. Sometimes you'll be like, oh shit, my grandma used to touch my hair like that. Sometimes it's a little tap on your shoulder to let you know that someone's standing next to you. Is it kind of creepy to be like, who the fuck is there? Let me tell you, the demon is not sitting there tapping you on your shoulder. I know you guys are creeped out by this shit, but the demon is not sitting there giving you this, I'm here. No, it's not a fucking demon. Okay? Your light going off and on. We watch TV. Of course, TV like makes this shit crazy, right? The demons aren't in your kitchen opening doors and fucking slamming cabinets. They're not turning off and on your light switch, okay? That's not the demons. They're not doing that. They know how to fuck with you in different ways. They don't need to turn your lights off and on to tell you they're around. Like, right, Divergent. And it will, because a lot of people don't want to believe, or a lot of people are scared to believe. And a lot of people believe in hell and heaven. And me personally, I don't believe in hell or heaven. Everything that I've come across in this spiritual path has led me to believe that there is no hell or heaven. Our reality really shapes where we go after this. And if you believe in hell, you're going to go to hell. If you believe in other things, you're going to go there. And I've met spirits that are fishing, chilling at a lake fishing, to spirits that are stuck in the fucking darkness, to spirits that are petty as fuck. Like, where's my jewelry? You guys fucked up. Where's my shit? I mean, I have tapped into all kinds of different types of spirits. So I don't believe in heaven or hell anymore. I think a lot of mediums just tell people that to make them feel better. Honestly, I think it's shitty to lie to someone and tell them that, yeah, your family member's doing great when they're probably not, you know? Right, right. Because it's like, okay, that's a little tingle, but is it working? All right, you gave me a little tingle. Is it working? And the other part about it is because people think opening your third eye, all of a sudden you see aliens and shit. Like your third eye opens and all of a sudden your whole reality changed to some virtual reality shit. And that's not that's not how it works. Yeah, you will see some more shit, but you will also see beyond the bullshit. That's the biggest thing. Not necessarily is your whole world like the sky's gonna turn purple and shit because you opened your third eye. And I think a lot of people get this misconception of what opening and it's not even opening, it's reopening. It's relearning your gifts because we all had this shit when we were born. We were all very tapped in when we were born. Just over time, we've brushed it off, or our parents or whoever told us we were tripping. And so we kind of like, nope, it's not real. But I used to feel spirits around me all the time and breathing and walking near me and seeing the shadows. But, you know, as a kid, I would put my cover over my head. I would close my eyes and I would be like, if I can't see, you can't hurt me. Boom. Yeah. I mean, demons are low level energies. It doesn't to me, it doesn't matter what they are. I don't give a fuck if people think they're fallen angels or whatever. They're still lower than us, and we're in the physical body. So that's like they're pretty low. They only have power when you're in a low state. So when you're in grief, when you're stressed, when you're mad and angry, when you can't forgive, when you're sitting in these very fucked up low vibrational, when you're petty. Let me tell you, if you're a petty ass person and all you do is cause havoc around you, you're going to stay in a very low vibration and you're going to have shit that likes to fuck with you. People wonder why it's like, I'm having this stream of bad luck. It's not a stream of bad luck. You've opened up the door to where you've let other entities in. And these entities like to fuck with people. That's what they do. There are some people, their souls are dark. We have the ability to go either way. We got light and we got dark. Anyone who says they're all light is full of shit. It's a balance, light and dark. You have to know how to balance your light and dark. You're not no one is all light. Okay? So when people go back and forth, some people choose to go in that darkness. There's people who choose because the darkness gives them power, or what they assume is power, but they don't realize that it's actually not power. It actually takes away from their soul. So there are people who choose to be in these lower energies that come back, that sell their soul. There are people who sell their soul to other darker entities. There are these things. There are these people out there. They do exist. It is there. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's there. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be like, oh my God, but you should be aware that it's out there. Evil is around us. Evil happens all the fucking time. What do you mean recycle? Like keep doing the same lives? You know what? This the rather the shadow thing is scary because most people don't see that. I will tell you, there was no one that understood what the fuck I was seeing as a child, and it scared the shit out of me. But one of my gifts, and I'll just say one of my gifts is being able to tap into someone's soul. So I see the shadow where people are stuck. Most of the people who kind of connect with me, especially the shadow side, is where they're stuck. They're stuck in their hurts and their pains. At 11, she doesn't need to do anything with it, but understand that none of them can hurt her. None of them are there to hurt her, but her light is attracting them. So as a healer, when you're a healer, all of us have our beautiful light. Every one of us are healers in our own right. We all have these beautiful lights. Some of us are very intense because we're practicing, so we've heightened our lights. And some of us, when we were a kid, our lights were just beautiful and bright and didn't realize it. So they're just attracted to her light. But just let her know she doesn't have to be scared. She doesn't have to do anything with it. The auras, she could just strengthen to know what the auras mean, the colors, because there's certain colors with the auras that show you when someone's sad, when someone's mad, when they're going through things, when they're depressed. It will help her maybe assist her friends. But it's just to let her know that she has these abilities, right? She doesn't have to do anything with it, but know that they can't hurt her. Okay, unless she gives them power, then yes, but she don't need to give them power. Oh yeah, it's kind of like reincarnation. I do believe that we come back. I believe we redo this life over and over and over again. That's why we have deja vu in this life. I don't like deja vu. Some people like deja vu. I don't. For me, deja vu is telling you that you've been here before and you're making the same fucking mistake. It's like, damn it. I thought I was doing better. I think sometimes deja vu is to show you that no matter how many times you come, you still will choose what you've chosen before. And that's where you start to understand the heart space, because the heart will always go where the heart is called. And no matter how many times you think, oh, I would do it differently, I think we come back and we replay this shit. And even past lives, I've actually seen my past lives in a past life. Well, not all of them. I've seen some of them. I'm gonna say I've seen all of them. I've seen a few of them. No, no, Divergent. They're not all evil. People get trapped in their shadow. People who die that think they're going to go to hell. Someone who's made some mistakes and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm going to go to hell. I've been this horrible person." They on their deathbed, they've made bad choices, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm going to go." They go to this very dark and shitty space. Um so no, not every shadow is an evil person. There's lost souls. There are hurt souls trying to find help in the darkness. They are in their own hell, exactly. They make their own hell because they believed it. If someone told you your whole life that you're going to hell, and on your deathbed you believe that shit, guess where you're getting dragged? This is why you have people's accounts like the demons drag them off somewhere. They created that shit. They made the universe like, this is what I want when I die, not realizing that you can create it, right? She just has to get into a thing of protection and understanding that she is always more powerful than any lower level energy. And they only can do what she allows. And if she can stand in that and understand, not all of them are evil. And some of them are just coming for assistance. But at 11, she's not there yet. She needs to strengthen her skills before she decides to take that on and be a healer, or decides to help them cross over or find their light. Being that you guys have a lot that comes around her, Rada, I would say periodically burn a white candle, and for her and you to sit and just say, um, to have her angels or whoever's around her team, to guide those spirits to their light and away from her. Okay. We do. We create more suffering for ourselves than we need to. Most of the things I do with everyone is forgiveness, right? In forgiving self. I'm not talking about forgiving others. I'm talking about forgiving self. We sit in this shitty energy, unwilling to forgive ourselves, unwilling to let things go. And we replay this shit over and over, and we beat ourselves up and we drown ourselves in fucking misery, when our creator energy is like, I forgive you. No matter how we want to see it, we don't have to agree. Like, I don't have to agree that our creator energy would forgive a rapist or a molester or whatever. I don't have to agree with that, right? I don't fucking agree with it, but it's not up to me to agree. If our creator energy would wash away all of that, right? And still allow us to not to repent, because I don't want to use those words, but allow us to reconnect and to get back to the light, then why would we ever sit in this energy of suffering? But we do it constantly. Yeah, no, no. Deja vu is like, you're ever sitting there in deja vu and you're like, I've already seen this happen. Like, you're in it in that moment. Like, I've already been here. I already had this conversation. Like, it literally is like you're replaying something you've already done. I don't like deja vu. I don't like when it comes. I'm like fucking a. Damn it! I thought I chose differently this time. I actually like the movie Soul. I thought that was pretty cool because when you look at it, and it has a beautiful message where not to waste your life on certain things. But that point of connecting, when they're showing people connecting in their energy, and they're up in this crazy place and they're playing their violins or whatever they're doing, that's the energy of creation. That is where creator wants us to be. That in our passion, we're flowing, we're singing, we're dancing, whatever it is. That is where we need to be more often. That shit I believe in. Because when if you've ever had any passion or hobby like that, where you think it's a hobby or a passion or whatever, when you're in it and you're flowing, you're in a whole nother place. You're tapped into that creator energy, which is fucking awesome. Yeah, Divergent. There's a lot of that that has happened. I think a lot of parents, because they were raised very religious, they just didn't know how to deal with it. Because my parents was always like, "Oh, it's just a bad dream. Oh, it's nothing. Go back to bed." And it was like, this whole energy is up in here breathing on me, and you're talking about go back to bed. What the hell? You know? Yeah. Deja vu, like if you're dreaming it before it happened, that's not really deja vu. That's premonitions. So Daniela, if you're dreaming something and it happens, that's not deja vu, that's premonitions. You're getting the premonition of it. That's seer abilities. You're seeing it before it happens. Deja vu is you don't have a recollection of a dream, but in the moment, everything that's being said, everything around you, it's computing like, wait a minute, I've been here before. We just had this, I had this conversation. I've been here before. So deja vu is a little bit different. But if you're dreaming of it first, that's premonitions, boo. You guys are seeing the future before it happens. Yeah. I think it's a good perspective to show the soul, to like explain that our shell and our body and our soul. I think it's a cool movie. Quiet Coyotes. I don't think I've seen that one though. I gotta look into that one. Um, I do teach a little bit of that in my mediumship class on how to work with your kids. I'm gonna extend it though in the new platform because kids are very much connected already. It's about understanding their natural ways to connect. If you have a child who loves to be outside, that is their natural connection. And they are going to feel and pick up on things and recharge outside. If you have a child who doesn't like to be outside, that's not their natural way. So don't make them go outside. I know kids these days are kind of hard to get them outside anyway, just because of them, but you got to see if you have a child that likes to paint, that's their natural creative way to tap in. If you got a child who likes to sing, that's their natural way to tap into things that are just way bigger than them. You got to look at what is your child natural way of connecting and have them enhance those. Yes, they got to learn math. Yes, they got to, learn how to read. Yes, they got to learn your basic principles. But don't forget to allow them to express themselves through however it is that they express themselves. Um, and then believe them when they say there's a bad man in the bedroom, because there's most likely a ghost there. I had a client who had sent me some pictures. Her daughter was drawing, and she was drawing the ghosts that were around her. And there happened to be one. He looked very, very scary if you've seen him, but he's just one of those wanderer spirits. And for us as a child, it gets very scary because some people don't look beautiful and angelic and shit. Not everybody looks like that. So as a kid, you're scared, you're terrified. You're like, who the fuck is this person? Because they were murdered or they were killed or whatever the hell happened to them, and they're not talking, they're just there. Sometimes they're just there trying to see, do you see them? And then they notice that you do see them, and then they're trying to figure out. Some don't even know that they're dead. Okay. So, it is working through the process with your child, making sure that when your child tells you, hey, something's in my room, get interested in what is in the room, and don't just go to the demon. Don't go straight to the demon and I need to call father priest over here to fucking bless the home and because it's probably grandma. It's probably grandma up in there. Okay. Hey, Lashina. Yeah. I love drawing. I loved drawing, coloring. Coloring was another thing of colors. I'm an energetic healer for a reason. Y'all see all these colors on me. You see all these colors on me. Colors have always been something. And I can tell you that that's a big part of energy in the universe. Speaks to us in colors or numbers. You have a child who's beautiful at numbers, the universe is speaking to them through those numbers. So there's all of these different ways that we tap in. No one way is correct. You got to find what your child's ways of expression are, because the universe is speaking to them through that. Right. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Help them tap into that. They're going to get these beautiful messages and beautiful, just connecting to the universe is beautiful through what they do. Yeah. See, I'm sure she did. And it's like, what is this man here for? But then you also, once you know that there's wanderer spirits all around you, and you've kind of said, okay, well, that's not grandpa, right? Doesn't sound like grandpa. All right, doesn't sound like grandma. All right, who hell, could be, who else is this around the house? Then you got to start like working through it. I had my first apartment out here in Orlando, was a pretty decent apartment, and my grandsons were about one when we moved into that apartment. And there were certain times that they wouldn't go in certain rooms without me. They would just look and they would just say no, and I knew whatever it was around. But what I didn't understand is that it wasn't like a demon or something around. You have these wanderer spirits, and I would be like, "Oh no, we're not going out there. Close the door." This is way before I was even in my power or in my spiritual path. Anytime like someone was like, "There's a ghost or something," I'd be like, "Oh no, we're shutting it down. We're going to." We're shutting it down. But you have to clean and clear the energy in your home. You have to set the boundaries. It's very simple, like saying, I do not allow or approve of any wanderer spirits in my home. You're not welcome. I need you guys to leave now. You have to stand in your power and kind of put these kind of like, you got to put it down and say, no, you are not welcome. You're not supposed to be here. This is not your home, and I need my angels or guides to take you away. You know what I mean? You have to stand in that and build your relationships. Your ancestors are there for a reason. Your ancestors aren't there for no reason. Call on them. Ancestors, clear up this house. I need these crazy people. But the thing is, some of these people could be your ancestors and you just don't know. Some of your kids could be seeing your ancestors and you don't know. You got to ask them, what do they look like? What do they feel like? Does it feel bad, or are you just getting scared? You have to talk to them. Have these conversations with them. They're not crazy. You're not crazy. They're feeling it. But your kids most of the time shut down when people shut them down to make them feel crazy, because that's what happened to me. I used to lucid dream. I still lucid dream sometimes, but I have more control on my dreams. But when I was a kid, I used to lucid dream. And I've said this story before where my mom remembers, oh, I used to have to walk you through doors, and we would open the door, close the door, and you were like always running from something, and it was like, Mom, you didn't think that that was weird? And she said that it was like I always knew she was there with me, and I was always trying to save her. So it's kind of like, Mom, you didn't think that that was something that your child is lucid dreaming, running around the house, going through doors, and trying to save you as a kid, as this little 5-year-old and shit. So you have to have these conversations. Lucid dreaming is real. If your child lucid dreams, they're going in between dimensions, and that's something that I always did as a kid, and I do it now as an adult. It's pretty trippy now as an adult doing it, but as a kid, it's like, what the fuck, you know? Hey, Renee, I love the butterflies and the evil eye. Tell them evil fuckers go away. So it's crazy how on Friday, all of the scam likelies keep calling me. Do they just think people get paid Friday every Friday? What you got in there? Mystery food. What do you mean? Anything like what connected to sleepwalking? What do you mean? Sleepwalking is not a curse. It's another ability to go through time and space. Sometimes we get connected to. I do believe in alternate realities, so it's something that I believe in. You don't have to believe in it, but it's something that I do believe in. So I do believe in alternate realities that were playing out simultaneously with this one. I do believe we have the ability to tap in sometimes. That's why we don't remember our dream state. People call it dreaming, but I don't feel like it's dreaming. Our body is asleep, but our spirit is not asleep. Lucid dreaming happens to me all the time. I can be in my bedroom now as an adult, and I will see both places. So simultaneously, I can see my bedroom and see that I'm in it, but I'm also wherever I'm at doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. It's pretty trippy when it's happening. You know what? There's a lot of things to it, but I feel like you have to. What else is going on with the sleep paralysis? Most people will say that they're being attacked at that time. Most people will report or are scared to report that someone's either choking them or holding them down. So scientifically, they'll say sleep paralysis is this, that, and the third. But for everyone that I've heard talk about it, majority, I will say, talks about someone holding them down or choking them or hurting them. And I actually have like my daughter who has had that happen to her multiple times, and her father, that used to happen to her father. I think there was like a jealous spirit around us that actually used to do it to him all the time. It was actually very creepy because I was laying next to him and didn't know what was going on. And then when he would finally be able to like jump out of that state, he'd be scared as fuck and telling me about it. Wake me up. No, I didn't do the 662. I forgot. Damn, he had deja vu every day. Spirit was really telling his ass he better make some different decisions. I've been very lucky to see a lot of my dreams. I've gone to other worlds. I've been able to connect with different, like what we would call different fairies or whatever. I've had these beautiful dream states where I've been able to go and do some magical shit. And I've been able to see some really alternate lives. I've been able to understand um, how we metaphorically get downloads in our dream state. I've been able to learn what downloads are in dream state, and that every dream has some sort of message for you. Should you be able to look at it? Should you be able to understand it? Sometimes spirit uses people. The dream is not about them, but they use people for us to pay attention. You know, so sometimes you could be dreaming about whoever, and you're like, "Oh, I had a dream about you. It's crazy," but that dream had nothing to do with them, and it had all to do with someone else. But spirit was getting you to pay attention by using that person in the dream. Oh, he still ain't listening. That's why he had so much deja vu. Spirit's like, mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. I always used to fly when I was younger too, especially because I always had like lower energies chasing me. So I always had lower level energies fucking with me, especially in my dream state. They don't now when they come, they know they can't fuck with me. They just look at me and I'm like, bye. But when I was younger, I actually used to fly away from them. And that's how I would get away. I would fly higher than them. So that's telling you higher vibration gets you away from lower level energies. So you got to remember, Spirit's always showing us what we need to do. We just need to believe it.